Opening my tea party just for you. Who is that? It's Ririna, the so-called anime enthusiast fox. It's time to react to NIKKE's OST. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to react to all of the OST before I play the game for the first time, but I will get through a good chunk today, at least I think 27 minutes worth, maybe, perhaps. So I do want to check out some of it before I play it, and I do remember listening to the music in the PVs and trailers and have enjoyed them, so I have pretty high expectations for what I'm about to experience today. And also special thank you to Harder Than Hard Difficulty. This person has compiled a playlist for me to use for this video, so I really appreciate it. And if you have music that you would like me to react to for NIKKE, then be sure to make the playlist, join my server, and send it over to me, and I'll be happy to use it for the next ones. And also, this will be a two-part video, at least for the beginning, for this, before playing the game, maybe. I might just release part 1 before I play the game for the first time, and then release part 2 after. But I think I will be recording it before the first time gameplay live stream. I still haven't scheduled it, but it will be played on YouTube first. And then the streams after that, if I do decide to play the game, will be on my Twitch. And I will give more information out once I make my decision after I play the game. So anyways, besides me rambling, let's just get started already. This music sounds familiar, or at least the style kind of reminds me of something. I'm just not sure what, but I'm really liking it. Music is my remedy, agreed. This feels like the type of music that you would want to listen to if you're like on a drive somewhere. I do wonder if they played this song in the beginning of the game, because it says that it's just getting started, which from what I understand, from what everyone has been telling me, the game after the prologue is where it gets extremely, I mean, the prologue is the one that helps you, or chapter 1? Is the prologue chapter 1? Which one's the tutorial? The tutorial is it chapter 1? I'll need you guys to clarify that. I do wonder if they play this song in the beginning of the game. You know, I like how they say that the music is their remedy, because at least with the music that I have listened to sort of through the PVs and trailers, you can clearly tell that their music quality is just up there. Seriously, Gacha Games, why do you do this to me? I feel so alive with this song. Ah, I feel like it's at the tip of my tongue. This song really reminds me of something. I just can't remember what. Playmore. Ooh. This kind of reminds me, at least the editing style really reminds me of those VTuber cover song videos. I do wonder why it's called Playmore. The song title. I feel like I could see this song being called Champion. Oh, there we go. That's why it's Playmore. I assume this character is the type that likes to win, perhaps? I'm not really sure if this is about the character or if it's about the event, assuming that it's the song for an event. But then again, she's wearing a cheerleading outfit, so maybe not. It's hard to tell. Or maybe this is a general song for NIKKEs, since they're the ones fighting. For some reason, I imagine them to choose someone who was like a rock and roll type of vibe rather than a cheerleader. But that was good. Still don't know what exactly it was about though, if it was specifically about the NIKKEs or the event story or about that specific character. Oh, this sounds like a JRPG type of opening song. I haven't played many, but I did listen to their songs before. I remember the PV for this. It was quite... It felt like I was watching some kind of like isekai fantasy, Western fantasy type of thing. The Clarion Call. It definitely has that valiant theme going on with the knights and the usage of the strings. And there's the slow part right here. I really like this one though. I assume it's about these group of NIKKEs and their struggle against everything that they've been fighting against in the struggles of survival and to retain themselves At least that's my guess based on like the tiny bits of lore setting that I understand. I do wonder if these are pilgrim Nikkes or if they were actually created by those 3. Or no, the 2. Or was it 3? I think it was 3. With Mustang and the others. And the morning sky usually symbolizes hope. So I guess by the end of this event, they have more of a hopeful future, even if the whole event is pretty hopeless. Not filled with hope. Dread, no. Horror, something along those lines. Devastation. The Harvester. I did like the Last Kingdom one. I think that's my favorite so far. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this song also kind of reminds me of something, but I just can't think of what it is. Ah, bothers me that I can't think of it. It kind of reminds me of the music that was pretty popular back when I was younger. I just don't know the names of the music or the specific genre type. But I really like the way that they utilize the strings. Like if you listen closely, there's I really like that usage, and then the vocals that are used, but they're not the focus of the song. So it makes them blend really well with the strings. Usually in vocal music, the vocal tends to be the focus, but here the drums and I think it's called the electronic. I'm not really sure. Those of you who are actual like composers and musicians, please feel free to clarify. I would appreciate that. But that's actually seems to be the focus for this song. I'm not really sure. Let me actually pause it for a second. So in that Harvester one, I do wonder if and what the Harvester could be meaning, I suppose. I assume that those of you who play the game know what the Harvester is referring to and what exactly it means and the context that this was used in the game. But from the game, just from the audio or the song, the only thing I can understand is that, well, first of all, the picture is obviously, I think it's a rapture. I think that's what they were called. Raptures and a desert, perhaps. So with the music, I noticed that it was pretty much the same melody constantly in a very constant manner throughout the entire song. So it makes me wonder if the song is trying to show or reflect the environment that these raptures are in, the struggles that are constant throughout that area, and the way that these raptures move, I assume that they wander around in the area that they are in. So I wonder if it's pretty much showcasing the feeling that those raptures, if they have emotions, perhaps, or maybe it's about travelers who are Nikkes who are wandering around this area. Whichever one, the wandering feeling that's always constant and that you have to keep moving and that you can't just stay in one place, because obviously in a desert you can't just stand there and do nothing. You have to keep looking for an oasis. You have to keep looking for sources of food, for water, and things like that. So perhaps it's indicating the journey, but also the process of harvesting the things that you need. I could be totally wrong. I haven't played the game, don't have enough context, so this is merely a guess. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but if I'm right, then hooray. But that's pretty much what I got from that music. And I do want to talk about the first three that I did listen to, because I realized maybe I haven't given enough information or my own thoughts about it. For the first one, I Feel So Alive. I do feel like it's like the perfect song for the beginning of the game. I do wonder about the context of which this song is played, so please do let me know down below. I'm quite curious if it was played in the beginning, during a boss stage, or something else. Let me know. I do wonder if it's supposed to be meant for the beginning or if it's just completely something that I did not expect, and that would be interesting to find out. Now for the second one, Playmore, I still don't really know what to think of it. Like the picture that they chose of the Nikke and then the song genre just really made me really confused. Obviously the song was really good and the picture's beautiful, but I expected some kind of I don't know, rock and roll type of character, like a band character or someone who seems like super passionate. But then instead we got a cheerleader and the lyrics are talking about being the champion. So that's why I do think maybe, just maybe it's about the Nikkes in general and their goal and their desire to win in the war against the Raptures, or if it's something else. So that's something I'm really curious about. And then the Last Kingdom main theme. Personally, I don't really know what the event is about, even with the PV and trailers that I did watch. So my assumption is based on the title, the fact that it's called the Last Kingdom event, clearly, and Clarion Call. My assumption is that the song is mostly about the last kingdom, the group for that kingdom, the final fight and struggle to survive, and to pave the way of their glory and history, and basically set it put an imprint on the world as the last kingdom. Perhaps that's something that I'm kind of getting it from the the video itself, the event name, the lyrics, and also perhaps even the PVs and trailers that I did watch. So that's pretty much it. Now we will keep going. This time I will stop in between the music. I was just so amazed perhaps by the various genres and high quality of the music. So it was really hard for me to stop. But let's keep going. This time we're going to be listening to Stronghold Land Eater. So let's go. Considering that it says phase 1, I assume this is actually boss music, perhaps the boss stage. But let's keep going. Wow. This is definitely boss music, because the way that the vocals aren't in the forefront, but also the fact that there's this choir type of music layer behind. and the strings with the drums. It kind of sounds like I'm in a room and like in a really huge hall, you know, for concerts, and you're just alone, and the sheer size of the hall that you're in just feels so overwhelming. And I do wonder if it's because of the choir that you can hear, but it's like not super loud. So it feels like I'm looking down and seeing the choir singing from a distance. Okay. Okay, and now we're actually into the nitty-gritty time to fight mode. With the... I don't really know what to call it. Is that guitar? No, I don't think so. Oh, and now you can hear the vocals a little bit more apparent than before when you were like kind of far away. And now it feels like we're really up close. All of the melody, the vocals are way louder than the drums. And now it's a slower moment. The choir is a lot louder too. I don't know if you notice it, but right now the choir is a lot louder, just by a slight, not a lot. Oh, there we go. See, the voice is so close. Things are going down here. Perhaps it's the climax of the battle. I'm not sure if this is phase 2. Let me actually check. Yeah, it's phase 2. So clearly that is why. Going to the climax for sure then. And now it's starting to slow down. You can kind of hear everything's backing away. Clearly the battle's ending. And now it's coming to an end. It's pretty clear cut, so I'm not going to really pause for that one. Hope you don't mind. Mustang! Honestly, he is my favorite. I don't know what it is, but he is just so cool. Yeah, he's really cool. I just really like those characters that are so flashy and charismatic. It's just so much fun, you know? And so awesome. But you can kind of tell this song is for him. Because of that, the brass instruments really pulls off that flashy, charismatic vibe that is clearly him. Ah, yes, there we go. He's clearly someone very confident in his abilities. I mean, even just from the videos that I watched previously, he was like that. But even the music just shows how unapologetic he is about being himself. And I think that's why I really like him. He has nothing to hide. He's very, very showy. Very much willing to show who he is without being ashamed or without fear or insecurities. Yeah, none of that. He's like so confident. There's like no hesitation in any of the instruments, the vocals. It's just very clear cut, which clearly resembles him or represents him very well. Such a fun song. And this is the one that won the second voting poll thing, right? Cosmograph. Ah, okay, so this one's definitely about her. I'm not sure who the you is, but clearly this is about her reflecting on the past. Perhaps there was her previous companions and friends. A very negative and pessimistic perspective, even though she knows that she did what was best, at least based on the lyric. And you could kind of tell it's like a reflective song too, because of the guitar, or yeah, the guitar. In some ways, I think this song is very much a reflection of her regrets and her past. I wish I had more context about her and understand her character story a lot more. And now, this is where it goes. I think the lyrics will start to have more focus on either her present self or her goals that were influenced by her past and regret. Let's see if I'm right. Maybe this is her accepting actually of her past and her regrets rather than focusing on her current self. Oh, okay, never mind. It does. Oh, it must be her. Oh no, it's them. Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, so this is about her current self, her motives behind why she is doing what she is doing, whatever the event is about that focused on her, that's pretty much what I assume is the case. And her future actions will be based on those regrets, past and her current self. That's her motivation right there. Oh, that's so cute and sweet. Okay, before I keep going. So for that one, I do wonder if each NIKKE, I assume, will be getting their own song in the future. I wonder if that's just something that they're doing from now on, or if it's just like a one-time thing. I guess I'll find out soon. But for that particular song, I do like the fact that with the instruments that they used, you can clearly tell when she's reflecting and when she's actually, I suppose, declaring what she wants to do and her goals for the future. Like in the beginning, it was very, very depressing because of the guitar and the lack of other layers in the music. But once she's done contemplating and reflecting on her past and her regrets, it starts to be a lot stronger in the middle with the layers and also the instruments that are used in the middle. And you can, I think, I'm not really sure if this is the case, I might have to check later, but her pitch starts to get a little higher from the middle to the end, and especially at the end. You can kind of tell that they're ending it on a high note, both literally in the song and clearly with her as a character, that she knows what she needs to do, what she wants in the future, and her goal, and she's going to do what she can to meet that goal. And in this case, it's to, you know, basically be able to reunite with her, perhaps with that girl that we saw at the end of the video. But again, I don't really know for sure since I didn't play the game and I'm just guessing right now based on the context clues from the music and from the lyrics and also what I've seen from the PVs and trailers. I do wonder if I'm wrong. If I get it right though, I'll be amazed. Anyways, let's continue. This will be the last song for today. Like I said, it'll be in 2 parts unless everyone sends me playlists of other songs that I didn't cover in those 2 parts. Then that'll be different. In any case, let's get started with this one. This seems very intense though. Oh, I assume this is also another boss music, stage music thing. You know, sometimes I can't tell the difference between the sounds that people make with the computer or technology. I don't know the official names. Let me know down below what they're actually called. I'm more familiar with orchestral music because I was part of an orchestra, but not really this kind of music. So I might get the terms wrong, so I would really appreciate it. If you're a musician or a composer, please help me out here. But either way, you can tell that this one's more flashy compared to the first one that we listened to. The first one that we listened to was a little bit more low-key with the approach, but here it's like, oh no, there's no way. We're gonna keep diving into it immediately, and I will bombard you with attacks or something along those lines. That's kind of what the feeling that I'm getting from the music. Like, there's no resting point or build up here. There's just going in. That's pretty much what I'm getting from it. With the screams, with the electronic? No. Dubstep type of music? Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's pretty much the feeling I'm getting from this. I'm not entirely sure if the boss monsters, raptures, I guess, raptures, if they are always, I guess what my question is, I'm not sure if the raptures are the only things that are bosses or if Nikkes can also become a boss. That was something I was a little confused about when I was watching the PVs and trailers, so if someone can confirm and clarify, that would be great. Oh, now it's kind of slow here, or at least there's less of that busy chaoticness in the music. So I wonder if this is a part where you're allowed to attack, or maybe you made them vulnerable and you're able to attack them now. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting, and now they're gonna go into phase 2. I think out of the 2 boss stage music that I did listen to though, I think I prefer the previous one because I do enjoy build up a lot more. Oh yeah, there's that screaming there. I think we are now in phase 2. Let me actually double check. Oh no, we're still in phase 1. I guess we're gonna be ending it soon. Okay. Now it's phase 2. Yeah, I can tell now. This is definitely phase 2. Oh, now that is unexpected. We're actually having vocals for this one at the forefront. I think it was called metal music in the previous. It was like dubstep plus a little bit of metal, and now it's like completely metal. I can see it now. The only thing is that I can't. I have a hard time understanding what they're saying. I usually always need lyrics to fully understand, but it does make me wonder if that, because there are vocals, if this particular rapture has something significant in the story. I mean, obviously they're all significant, but I do wonder if it is more closely tied with the specific Nikke rather than it being a random, huge, powerful rapture. I mean, they're even saying like dying in pain, so... Or maybe it's about... Or maybe the specific boss stage is focused on a specific Nikke who's fighting this boss monster. That's why it's saying beat you down. And die in pain. Oh, I really can't tell what they're saying sometimes. Ah. I do wonder if from here on out, the boss stage music will continue to have vocals at the forefront for phase 2, or if they're gonna go for a similar path as the previous boss stage music that I listened to. Something that I do wonder about. Actually, I guess the beat you down can be from the perspective of the monster or from the perspective of those fighting it. And then I guess it continues to repeat until you're done. Okay. So that was a lot of fun, especially since this is technically, or I guess this is my first official exposure to Nikke music. And then the previous video is more like a, here's a little splash of it and hope you'll be interested in listening to it kind of thing. That's what it feels like an appetizer or something. But for now, I'm really happy with my first official listen of the Nikke music. And also, clearly, Dilemma is going to be the first one that I'll be listening to in the next part video. But in any case, I am pretty happy with what I've listened to. I do like the fact that they have a good amount of vocal music. It makes it a lot easier for me to extrapolate and know what I want to discuss in the video. But I do and have enjoyed the ones that didn't. Mostly because if it's focused on a character, it's much easier for me to figure out what the character is going through, what they're suffering, what the song could potentially be about based on that. Mostly like the choice of instruments, the speed of the song, the beats, lack of beats, you know, that kind of stuff. So I found that to be very interesting. I do like the fact that they tend to utilize a lot of strings in their music. I think that's also the case with other games as well. And it's always so wonderful to hear strings and then the choir and that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously the other end of things is also great too, but just personal preference. I just like strings since I played violin in the past. But in any case, I really enjoyed the music that I've heard so far, and I'm looking forward to listening to more. I feel like there's so much that we can uncover with of the story, of the characters, just from the music before I actually play the game or even play whatever character's story or main story part that I haven't reached yet. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, then and want more Nikke content, then make sure to give it a like, comment down below, subscribe, and share. I would love to check out more Nikke with you, and I am very much looking forward to live streaming Nikke for the first time on YouTube. Yes, it'll be on YouTube. But if I do decide to play Nikke after that first stream, then I will be streaming the rest of it on my Twitch and then have the gameplay or have the actual VOD out on my channel eventually. Maybe like a 2-week difference kind of thing. So I highly recommend that you jump in there. Unless you're a paid member, then you get it early access. But for those of you who aren't, then it's just like a 2-week wait usually. Not that bad. And I usually have the VOD on Twitch available soon after the stream. So the VOD for the channel is mostly if you don't want to go on Twitch right away to watch it, or if you're okay with waiting and whatnot. So in any case, my kids, what do you think of today's video? I got through, I think 8 of the songs so far. There is 16 in total for the playlist that I'm using. If you're curious about the playlist and the songs that I'm reacting to next, then just go on my server and ping me there and ask for the playlist link, and I'll be happy to share it with you at the time. But in any case, let's etch this into our memory and keep it safe. And as always, formally inviting you to the next tea party, the so-called anime enthusiast Fox. Who's that? This was Ririna. So until the next one then, bye. Oh, by the way, I'll be scheduling the live stream soon for Nikke on my YouTube channel. So make sure to go to the live tab, and then you'll be able to find it. And you can click interested or whatever the notification bell is. That way you don't have to miss it. Either that, or you can just wait for the VOD to come out, which will be made available soon after the live stream ends. So again, I will see you guys later. Bye.